Welcome to Investors Insights. Our topic today is news or the markets. Which one do we need to be listening to? The data, the information that's out there. That's why we do these vlogs. And we're excited today, too, because Adam Van Zant joins us as a new father.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Very excited.
Watson
Very
is
excited.
in the world.
Yeah.
We're thrilled about that.
Yeah.
So this is his first vlog as a dad.
Yeah.
So with that note, we want to talk about markets and news. There's a lot going on. So Bobby, we're going into October. What does that mean to us?
Volatility, historically.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
uh,
October's a fun month.
It is. And so especially with the impeachment talk heating up last week, it's important. We want to talk about the historical significance of impeachments. So with Nixon and Clinton, with Nixon, the market was already crashing. We were heading into recession. But with Clinton, the markets rallied big time. The economy was booming. But at the end of the day, it's the market fundamentals that matter the most over politics.
Exactly.
And so as we head into October, like we said, October's usually pretty volatile in terms of October. You've never seen, or historically, the more 1% moves to the upside and downside. So historically, again, October is a wild ride.
Yeah, and that's why we chose the topic news, versus the markets, because of the fact our phones will ring or people will send us emails and they go, hey, this news is horrible. How is this going to impact my portfolio? What do I need to do here? But the reality of it is sometimes the news may be the moment, but the markets may be longer term. And on that, Trey, you talked about China.
Yeah, so
there's a topic.
Definitely. We're starting a new quarter. Feels like it's the same as the last quarter, but the news on Friday that sent the markets down was that there was word that the administration was going to restrict U.S. investment in China. The companies couldn't invest in China, so that would have really disrupted markets. Over the weekend, everyone kind of backed off that topic, and it's interesting to see this, news floating of a bad idea, markets negatively react, and we always kind of come off of it. And we feel like this is big focus here in the U.S., but in China, it's even bigger focus because this is the 70th anniversary of the forming of the People's Republic of China. October 1st, 1949, the People's Republic of China was formed, and that is a very big deal there within the Communist Party, especially. They have a lot of events planned, a lot of parades. It's very public display of unification
And international news.
That's right. And so they can't kind of lose face right into the biggest week of the year for them. Add on to that this is the 17th straight weekend of protest in Hong Kong. While Hong Kong not officially under the People's Republic of China, it is part of their overall sphere of influence, and so very negatively impacts the way that people view the strength of the Communist Party. And so anything from the U.S. that may negatively impact that, I think they're going to try and sweep under the rug for a while.
Right.
And we saw that over the weekend. We came out strong. It looked like a lot of things went back and forth, and it turned out no news.
Right. And so you got impeachment topics, you got China and all these issues going on. And actually, that's where I look at you and say, show me the data.
Absolutely.
So what are you hearing out
Well,
there?
what we're seeing in the consumer stuff, there seems to be some negative noise out there, and Adam's going to address that some too. But if you look at the income out there, the income of Americans is still going up.
Right.
The data that we looked at that Greg's referring to from July to August, incomes were up 0.6%, which doesn't seem like much, but on an annualized basis, quite a bit.
Yes.
And then when you look at that, also another data point we track is the Bureau of Economic Analysis, or BEA for short. They back-tested state income data for the last 3 years, and like every state in the country other than Illinois is growing faster than they thought it was. When you compare that with the Federal Reserve target of 2% less, if your income's going up and the inflation is below 2% Fed target, you're fine.
But we're seeing this
You're still
across the
spending it.
country.
Yeah,
right.
everywhere.
Despite the news.
Exactly.
That's going on there.
Exactly.
So, and then Adam, you brought up when Ashley was talking about that there's news out there. Talk about that in relation to the consumer.
Yeah, there's a lot of negative news in the media right now that's talking about how bad the consumer is. Well, we consider ourselves like mechanics. When we hear that stuff, we're going to look under the hood. And that's what we've done. Consumer confidence has risen. It's about 4 points in September. All you're hearing is negative news about that, and it revolved around that. As well, year over year basis of spending has gone up almost around 1.5%. So as we're talking about, maybe the consumer's slowing a little bit, all in all, it's rising at a rapid pace. New home sales were up 7.1% month over month in August.
Yeah.
So all the data's there. And when I say we're mechanics, we're looking under the hood at these certain sectors to see where the spending is lying. and we're liking what we're seeing. So despite the negative news, we're staying optimistic.
Absolutely. And years ago, when we were all reading newspapers, I used to say the real headlines are on the back pages. And so I just want to emphasize from the standpoint that a lot of times what's making the big splash for the day as the headline is in reality not that important in relation to all the details behind it. So keep that in mind as we enter October. In approximately 90 days, this year is over with, 2019. October is very volatile. We're going to be here. We're going to keep you updated. And the last final thing I will ask you as a call to action here is that if you know someone who's nervous about the markets, concerned if they're on target to achieve their goals, we always appreciate you sharing these vlogs with people that you know, colleagues and friends. We thank you so much for that because you've opened up doors for us. And we hope that we always open up your minds in conversations as you talk about the markets, the economy, and that you have the data, that you understand that just because it's the news doesn't mean it really impacts the market. Have a great week. We're going to celebrate Felicia Ludlam's birthday today. Follow that on social media. She's behind the camera right now as we speak with Brian Collins, and we appreciate all they do. Thanks. Enjoy your week.